All right, there you go. I told you it was a cheesy intro. I did not disappoint with the cheesy intro at all. I would not think.
It was pretty cheesy. It's pretty cheesy.
I liked it. What's up, Scott? What's up, Pete? How y'all doing?
How's it
Doing
going?
good. Doing good. Doing good.
Doing good. So yeah, we're here to talk. I know a lot of people have never been on a cruise like me. Pete, you said you've been on one years ago. That's correct, right?
Yeah, I went on in 2009, and it's the same ship we're going on, the Carnival Glory.
Oh, that's cool.
There you go.
I was hoping for a different ship for a different experience, but hey, it is what it is, you know.
So does
It's
it
been
have
renovated since then, so don't worry. You'll have a different experience.
Okay, good.
does it have a glory hall? I think that was the first question everybody wanted to know.
I guess any hall on the Carnival Glory could be a glory hall, I guess.
That's down by the engine room.
Right. So we'll stay away from that one. Yeah. So anybody just tuning in over here, Scott is restreaming this on his channel as well. So we'll have some people in the chat from both channels. But this is Scott from Controversial Cruising, good friend of mine, as well as Pigskin Pete, another good friend of mine right here. And we're going to talk cruises. Scott's going to answer a bunch of questions for us. Hopefully, whatever we have to ask.
Yeah.
So
I've been on, give you a little background about myself. I've been on 35 plus cruises already, and I'm only 36 years old. I fell in love with cruising at a young age. My parents brought me on a bunch of cruises before I could do any really cool stuff. And after 21, when I took one of my best friends cruising, I fell in love with bringing actually new cruisers and people who've never been on a cruise before. It kind of is a little adrenaline rush, a little bit of a high, right? To bring somebody through a new experience. That's also kind of why I latched onto this opportunity, because I mean, I want to see Traveling Fool's face when he sees the ship. It's like, oh, dude, we're staying on that. Like, you know, and I love that. And it just continued to catch fire. And I don't know, here I'm at 30. This Alaska will be 39
cruises.
39
Wow.
cruises.
That's
Have
insane.
those all been in North America, or have you been other places in the world?
They've all been in North America.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mostly Caribbean.
Well, let me do this real fast just to say hey to all these wonderful people, and then we'll jump right in. So who do we have in here? We got Nate the Great, Controversial Cruising's here, thank God. Matt Dummett, good to see you. Mrs. Pete, who is this lady, Pete?
I don't know who that is. Kick her out of here.
Sir UGA, good to see you, brother. Danny B over there from Scott's page. Stingray, Joey Foster, Andy Heinrich, the Anonymous, Mrs. Mac. What's up, Mrs. Mac? Outback Windows, the Island Boy Travels. I like that.
Island boy. That's a fellow island boy. All right.
There
Yes.
you go.
The Island Boy, he actually lives in Nassau, Bahamas, and he is one who tunes into a lot of the cruise streams that I do. So
Yeah, I saw him in yours earlier.
Yeah.
He was over there. That's cool. Andy Heinrich, Flatty, LW, Ty Sport, good to see you. Macklin's in here too. What's up, Macklin Griffin? Scott Smith, good to see you, Scott, from over there on Controversial Cruising page. Kathy's in here. Danny, what is that? Danny D. James is here. Money Man, Stingray, Orange Cone Vlog, another one of your buddies there.
Hello, Ross.
Mrs. T, Sir UGA, Cruising Families here. Scott Smith is here. Another Scott, the Uncle Lou. He says he hasn't left his house 39 times. We got Hoghead. And Warmstrong's here. Good to see you, Vic BC Live.
Hey, Bill.
Dang, this is like packing up on me. Dylan Mullins, Connor Stallions, Blister Bill's here. All right, if I missed your name, sorry about that. It is not intentional, but let's jump right in. I think
I do want to say one thing too, Fool. So I recognize a lot of familiar faces in my chat. So I thank you for that. But my chat and my community in general has a lot of knowledge within itself, in particular in cruising. So when questions are asked to me, I definitely give ample opportunity for anybody in my chat that does know the answer or wants to add anything on to my answer or your own answer. Please do, because the more the merrier.
Definitely. And I'll be highlighting those too, just like this one. What's up, Johnny Siam? Good to see you, brother. So let's jump right in. I think the main first question that everybody has asked me, pretty much everybody, is let's talk about the drink package.
Okay.
Drink package, baby.
That seems to be the number one question out there. What's up with the drink package? Is it worth it? Is it not? So what do you think, Scott?
That's a good question. So I'm going to answer this from two different angles. Okay, one, I always get the drink package. I actually have a really good buddy who is a bartender on Carnival and has been for about 30 years. And I go and see him probably once or twice a contract. So I will always get the drink package. It makes it easier on him. And I am also a drinker when I'm on a cruise. So I love drinking. I will tell you, as a cruiser, first-time cruiser, or even an experienced cruiser, cruise drinks in general throughout the day go down a lot smoother than drinks that you would have at home, right? Beers are going to pile up when you're out at the pool, right? Before you know it, you're at 6-7 beers, right? And you need to save a few for the night because Carnival, we're going on Carnival, and sorry to spoil it for you guys, Carnival caps you at 15 drinks per day, which should be enough for most people. But again, when you're spreading it out, and let's say you're having a Bloody Mary or a mimosa in the morning, right? There's 1 or 2 drinks right off right now. Now you got 13 for the rest of the day, and it's not even 8:20. So is it worth it? I think I definitely think it's worth it if you are a drinker. If you're somebody that is not going to drink a lot or doesn't really drink at all and maybe gets 1 drink a cruise, no, the drink package is not going to be for you. Mathematically, you have to drink about 4.5 drinks, cocktails, mixed drinks, in order to get your money per day, because it breaks down to about 60. They want about $66 a day right now per day if you pay on the ship, and they'll cut you a break at like $59 per day if you book it off the ship, which is a tip for you. Anybody who's already booked and is a big drinker, make sure you add that 10% off on the cart in the Carnival excursion when you log in on your own booking. So
okay, so the biggest question there that I have seen, and they talk about 15 drinks a day. Now, do other drinks count towards that, or is that 15 alcoholic drinks plus your other ones?
That's a great question. That's a great question. So it does not count the other drinks. So that is why also on top of that, the drink package is worth it, because you think of the drink package, right? And you immediately go to alcohol. Yes, 15 drinks. However, it encompasses pretty much almost every drink you can think of on the ship, from your energy drinks, if you like Red Bull, or I believe they have Rockstar. Don't get me wrong. Oh, they have Celsius now. Celsius. So if you like Celsius or energy drinks, those are included. Your hot chocolate, your teas are all included. Your juices are all included.
But those don't count. But those don't count towards like that. Your 15 alcoholic drinks plus if you wanted to have 3 coffees and blah, blah, blah. So,
yep.
Okay.
15 Celsiuses and make your heart beat out of your chest. Go for it, man.
But so just to be clear, like you can have 20 drinks, but only 15 alcoholic ones.
Correct.
Okay. That was one of the biggest questions. And see, the way I look at it, and I'm in a dilemma, a lot of people like Mrs. Fools, she might have 1 drink, 2 drinks max. So the crappy thing is if both people have to get it.
Yes.
And there is no exception around that, right?
No, there's medical exceptions, but no, there is no real exceptions around that. And that was kind of ruined back in the early 2000s when, before cameras, and then they caught people sharing, and, we buy 1 drink package and we really just drink 7 each and we're fine. I believe the cruise company should cater to that and see that and actually create like a half a drink package or something like that.
Right.
Carnival, don't steal my idea, but really they should, but they don't. So they do force both people over the age of 21, unless there is a medical disability or something like that, or something where a person cannot physically drink. Yes, they will make an exception, but I will tell you, they will watch that card for sure, and they will watch all of those transactions on that stateroom card.
Huh.
What do you think about that, Pete?
Most of the people coming on this on the slob cruise are heavy drinkers, so it only takes about 4 drinks to pay for the drink package for a day. That most people on this cruise will have that done before lunchtime.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's what I was saying, for heavy drinkers, 15 drinks. Yes. To anybody like 15 drinks a day, you're like, dude, that is insane. But a cruise day is so long, guys. I mean, you wake up because you're on a vacation and you get up at 8 o'clock in the morning and you are out until, 2, 3 in the morning, doing God knows what, just having fun because you're on a vacation.
So here's a great question from somebody in the chat. Andy Heinrich says, how much are drinks without the drink package?
That's a good question too. That's a good question. So hold on one sec. I'll spell, where is this? Okay, right here. So, for example, I have in front of me probably the menu that you will see at the Atrium Bar on
All right,
the Carnival Glory. And let's see. So, a tropical classic. Let's just say, Andy Heinrich, you wanted a Bahama Mama. If you wanted a Bahama Mama last year, I don't know if they updated the price, but I think is $11. So, I mean, that's pretty dang expensive for a Bahama Mama.
So, like $13 probably.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then let's say you wanted a martini. Martinis are $12.50 to $12. So
how about a beer?
Beers. Beers. Oh, good question. So beers, craft beers, and imported beers are about $8. You have your domestics, which are about $7, so you don't really get a break there. And then you have your Carnival brewed beers because they have their own brewery, but actually, no, I lied. They don't. But they will have these bottled from breweries on different Carnival ships. The Thirsty Frog and the Parched Pig, they're about $8. And they have hard seltzers too. Their versions of vodka seltzers, and also they have Trulies and things like that.
The White Claws for the white girls.
Yeah, $7. White Claws. Yeah, $7. $7. Yeah. So good question, Andy.
And C Raw, appreciate the $4.99 super chat there. Really do appreciate that, buddy. And he says, and also if you're a 15 plus beer drinker and are worried about not having enough, the beers on the ship are canned tall boy 16 ouncer. So
yeah,
okay, so 15, 16 ounce beers. That'll get you pretty good.
Now they have a duty free type of liquor store on the ship where you can buy alcohol there too, right?
That is correct, but you do not get that until the last day of the cruise.
Oh, so you can't take it back to your room?
You cannot. No.
Okay. Now, what if you go, like when we get to Nassau, if I go to a local, distillery or liquor store there and buy it and bring it back on the ship, did they take it from me and give it back to me at the end of this cruise, or can I take that into my room?
They also take that too. There is a, they make you walk through metal detectors and things like that. And then anything they say, if you have any alcohol or any like weapons, if you bought like a carved knife from Cozumel or something like, an artifact or whatever, they make you check that. So, yeah.
All right.
I got you. And you are, okay, we'll finish up on the alcohol, but you are allowed to bring 1 bottle of wine or champagne per traveler, correct, with you that you are allowed to drink on the boat.
That is correct.
Right.
As well as a 12-pack of soda, too, because I know there's a lot of soda drinkers. And I don't know, you find alcohol in weird places and you just take one of your 12-pack from your cans of soda, you got another extra drink. Hey, not saying it has or hasn't happened, but you can bring a 12-pack of soda. You can't bring a 12-pack of water, but you can bring a 12-pack of soda.
Yeah, they want to charge you for water, right?
Yeah.
Bastards. All right, Pete, you got any other alcohol questions?
No more alcohol questions. No.
All right, let's move on to question number 2 that I have had. Let's just talk about the Mary Jane situation. So that is basically completely and totally out, right? People have mentioned that. I mean, even if it is legal or medically prescribed to you or whatever, what's the ruling on that?
Good question too. So yeah, actually it is, it's all run by a federal law. So by no means can you have any kind of marijuana or cannabis products at all, THC based products and or even CBD also on the ships, because they follow federal law and they take that very seriously. Back when I first started cruising and it was illegal everywhere, people found ways to get it on the ship. I don't know how, but they did, and they still do. I still don't know how they do, but they do. However, now
shampoo bottles. Yeah.
Shampoo bottles. There's so many different ways. There's so many different ways of people, and we've all seen them online. But now you have to go through these ports and they all have drug dogs, and most of them have a drug dog that works and lives on the ship.
Okay. Wow, they actually have a dog that lives on this ship.
Some of them, some of the big ones, some of the ones at the bigger ports. So yeah, it is there's no playing around anymore. So I would not even take the risk, and this is coming from somebody who works in the industry here, and I don't take that risk. So there is no ifs, ands, or buts on that, guys. Really don't do it, and don't put yourself in that predicament.
And B Bean says a thing there. Make sure you don't have bullets, because I watched now that I started looking at cruise stuff and following, I see all these cruise things, and I watched the thing the other day. Some poor sap he somehow or another had a bullet in his bag, and when he was boarding, and I forget what country it was, he had gotten off the ship and was boarding back. They caught it. Well, according to their law, he's facing a minimum of 12 years prison time for a bullet in his bag.
Two of them.
Was he going to throw it at somebody, or
he didn't check his bag good enough, and so he went on ahead and traveled, and I guess he'd had a bullet or 2 bullets in his bag, and he was boarding the ship, and they caught him, and he's now facing 12 years in prison. And what country was that, Scott? Do you remember?
I don't remember exactly what country, but he said it was like from a shooting convention.
Yeah, B-Bean's right. It was Turks and Caicos. Yes. B-Bean's got it down there, yeah. And A5 Zoot, good to see you in here. B-Bean, you as well. So everybody get that? Pete, you understand those rules?
Yeah. No weed.
Yeah, it sucks, but yeah.
Yeah, I know that. What a bummer. But
don't. Yeah, just it's not worth it. It's not worth it. Back in the day, what I've told you is worth it. Hey, do whatever you want to do. But now, with the way they have the dogs and the way they make every single person, like, there's no exception. They make you just like some of the airports say, walk with your hands down, don't touch the dogs, don't initiate any contact. So just crazy. Don't do it. Don't do it.
All right. All right. So next, I've had a lot of people asking us that they're afraid of getting seasick or afraid of, stuff like that, the stability of a ship and things. Have you been on this particular ship?
Carnival Glory. I don't believe I have. I might have been on the same class ship. Somebody remind me what class the Glory is. I'm forgetting right now, but I believe I've been on the same class.
So what about the seasickness, stability? People ever have a problem with that? Anything at all?
So, well, luckily, knock on wood, I don't. But I do recommend anybody who might even toy with the idea that they might get seasick. I would invest in some patches. I would invest in the Dramamine, or I invest in, if you like to go the all natural way, there's all natural ways on Amazon. I would invest in something like that. Yeah.
Well, then you bring it.
Not that. But
no, they sell the Dramamine and stuff like that on the ship too, don't they? If somebody forgets to bring it, they can still get it while they're there.
I mean, they can, but they might as well just bend over right at the.
Yeah, right.
I mean, it's like, you can. Yes, but you're going to pay 3 or 4 times what you would pay in Rite Aid, and you'd probably walk out and be like, "I'll just throw up. I don't care."
Yeah,
I got you. Thank God I've never had the problem of getting seasick either, but I do know some people do, and that's been a concern for a few people in our community because, like we were saying, a lot of these people are first-time cruisers, as we are as well. We've never cruised before, so I'm excited. What's up, Bama Nola Adventures? Good to see you.
Hello, Bama. I keep a couple in my toiletry bag. I got them from, I don't know, a roommate that I went on. He had a bunch of them. I said, let me just have a couple just in case. Not ever for me, but in case I was ever with somebody that was like, "Oh, dude, I need one." It's like, shit, here I got one. But it's always good to just have them. They're like, I don't know, $8, $10. Just buy a pack, even if you're sure.
Right. Because I know Mrs. Fools, she can have a tendency to get, when we first started taking her like diving and boating and, all those kinds of things, she was terrified to get in the water because of sharks and, things like that. And we would get there, but she would sit on that boat and the boat would be just, rocking, out there and the thing. And then she'd end up getting sick. The thing that finally made her get over her fear of sharks and barracudas and things like that was seasickness. So it must be really bad, because she was like, I would rather be in the water with a shark getting eaten than be throwing up off the side of this boat anymore. So that,
Yeah.
you know, it is a plus. But yeah, I think I will definitely make sure she takes Dramamine.
100%, or at least just take it with you. You know, just take it with you just in case. You know, stay prepared. It's better to have things, extra things like that doesn't take up a lot of room, rather than not. So,
right, agreed. All right, so there you go, people out there. But everybody can make it through. Just take some Dramamine,
and I will say, if you haven't booked, here's a little like veteran tip. If you are, let's just say, really prone to seasickness, I would probably book yourself in the middle of the ship somewhere. So
I gotcha.
You mean like in from top to bottom in the middle?
No, from like aft to stern. I would to bow to bow. I'm sorry. Yeah. Yep. I would right in the middle, because when you book, you'll see it will say back, middle, and front. I would pick the middle if I was somebody who was worried about getting queasy from motion sickness.
So that's an interior room.
Interior, they have balconies too. They have balconies up on 9 and 8 and things like that, if the ship is made that way, or vice versa.
Yeah, I booked ours. Thank God and big shout out, because maybe she's in here. She said that she was going to try to check this stream out. The woman that I booked this cruise with, because we booked today. So big shout out if you're in here. Thanks a lot for all your help. But we did book. She put us by an elevator in the middle of the boat, so I think that's probably a good spot to be.
Yep. Oh, and also another good point too. I see Ross made a good point. No irons, clothing, steamers, or portable washer machines, because somebody tried to bring a portable washer machine. But yeah, no irons or anything like that.
What is a portable washing machine?
Oh, have you not been on Temu lately? Those are all.
No. I mean, I've got a portable washing machine, but I just call her my wife.
Isn't she in the chat?
No, I think so. Well, she was. Now she's running upstairs with one of those rollers, Okay, so what else we got? How about the room? How about the sizes of the room and stuff like that? What can we expect?
So your interior room is definitely going to be the smallest out of all the categories. I don't think really for a 3-day cruise and with the events that are going to be planned for the Slob Olympics, I really don't think you're going to spend too much time in your rooms. And I don't think that it would necessarily be something where I would, go out and get a balcony for a 3-day cruise. If you have the money, or you did already, I mean, hey, it's going to be awesome. But I mean, it's not, I don't think necessarily you're going to be in the room enough to really enjoy it in 3 days. Or 4 days, 3 days. 3 days, it's 3 days.
Yeah, it's a 3 night. So I guess it's 3 days, but they kick you off the boat first thing in the morning.
Yeah. 3 days.
The only reason to be in your room is if you're sleeping or showering or doing some other unspeakable things. Other than that, I don't know why you want to sit in your room.
Basically.
Yeah.
So Pete,
like
let me ask Pete to do something real quick. Pete, explain, because a lot of these people watching are watching over on Scott's channel, which I'm going to drop that link to, so everybody can go over there and hit the thumbs up and sub Scott up as well. But Pete, a lot of those people probably have no idea what the Slob Olympics is. Can you explain that to them?
Well, I've had a lot of people ask me that over the years, especially family members who have no idea what it is. It's extremely hard to explain, other than the fact it's just a bunch of great people that get together to have fun for 3 or 4 days. And in there is some sort of competition. We're still going to try to figure out what the competitions will be on this one. Nice. But it's more about hanging out than anything else,
Right, and the competitions are ridiculous. I mean, it's everything from rock, paper, scissors to how many push-ups a bunch of old fat guys can do in 60 seconds to spelling bees. We've done IQ tests. We've done. I mean, it's just it's an absolute. Yeah, it's gonna be. You're gonna have a good time, Scott. I guarantee you that.
Oh yeah, you will.
Yeah. So anyway, thanks everybody that is over there for also watching this as well. And I'm going to put Scott's link in here right now. Please, everybody bounce over. I'm going to drop this link. Make sure everybody does bounce over to Scott's stream and hit that thumbs up as well if you're over there, and sub him up too, because he is a newer YouTube channel that is growing pretty fast at this point. So
Appreciate
he
that.
would use all your support. So I'm going to drop that link. So yeah, the room sizes, they're tiny, basically.
Yes. Yeah. I mean, okay, so they're not tiny, but I mean they're going to do its job for the 3 days, 110%. But I would say if you are on the fence because of a financial reason and you're like, I can only afford the interior, you are 110% fine with an interior. I mean, I have an interior for 3 out of the next 5 of my cruises that are booked. So, and I cruise all the time. So
I got you. That's what we booked. We just booked the interior.
that's
We've got so many different things we have to do this year
Yep.
that it's like, yeah, we're doing the interior. We have to go to Houston, Texas here in a couple weeks or a month or something like that.
Oh, the Glory is a conquest class. That's right, Bill. That's right, conquest class. Yeah,
all right, so let's jump on this and say, well, first, Tiger Cat. Thanks so much there for the super. What's up, Tiger Cat? She says, can the dog smell vapes or capsules? So we're already trying to find our way around this.
I don't know. I'm not. I mean, I didn't really make that good of a friend with the dog the last time. But I wouldn't play. I definitely would not play. I mean, I got stopped. I mean, okay, so I guess I did make a friend with the dog, but they only took my coffee because it was not in it wasn't in the original organic bag. I had it in a plastic bag and it just looked like a bunch of ground up coffee beans, and they're all on camera when they go through your bags and stuff. So, but they weren't going to find anything in my bag, but they took the coffee. But I still wouldn't play because I don't know, the dog smelled some chips or something in my bag, or some, I don't know, candy, or I don't even know. I had snacks in my bag, and I was like, why did the dog, if I don't have anything, why did the dog alert? I don't know, because you have snacks in your bag. I'm like, the dog would smell snacks. Like, it's a dog. Like, oh shit, well, that kind of sucks. All right, well, whatever. They let me go. It was so super quick, like nothing to be scared about. It was like 3 minutes, not even in. All right, go on your cruise, leave. But they did take my coffee and did not give it.
Yes. So basically what Scott's saying is you probably shouldn't bring the Mary Jane on the boat. And if you do it at your own risk.
Yes, definitely at your own risk.
You'll end up in the brig.
You can. So I'll play the devil's advocate, and if you do get caught, I mean, you could risk, if you signed up for the cruise, not being able to cruise, and or not being able to cruise on that particular cruise line ever again. You can be what they call blacklisted, which blacklisted. So
there we go. All right, TK, appreciate the $9.99 super chat, TK. Really do appreciate it. All right, so let's move on to
Dylan Mullins, if you're asking about vapes too, as far as nicotine vapes, yes, but they have to be smoked in the same area that the cigarette smoke needs to be smoked, which are certain levels outside on the decks, which they'll definitely tell you where the smoking section is, and or in the casino while you're playing.
So you can smoke in a casino then?
Yes.
All right. Well, Pete, since you brought up casino, I know Pete has a lot of casino questions. Let's hit those.
Okay.
I don't know a whole lot. So I've been on, like I said, I've been on this exact ship. So I did go to the casino there, but it's been so long now. It's been almost 15 years. Well, it has been 15 years. I don't remember exactly how big it is and what kind of games they have in there. I know they probably have some slot machines and a blackjack table and a roulette table, but how big of a scale is the casino there?
So it's not going to be too big of a scale, especially not on the Conquest class. There definitely will be slot machines for sure. There will be all those kinds of coin pusher games. There will be crane games that will allow you to win $100 or $500 if you can pick it up. There will be some card games too as well. Some blackjack. There'll be some run 21 or fun 21, whatever that's called. I don't really play it too much. 3-card poker. And then there's like Wild Ladies of the West, or there's always some kind of different variation of some kind of different card game that they make up and they call and give you odds on it. And then there's a craps table or a couple craps tables and a roulette table.
Now, some of the people in the chat were asking, and I already know we already talked about the alcohol thing, but at most casinos, they'll bring you free drinks while you're gambling. I'm assuming that doesn't apply on a cruise ship.
That only applies when that only applies when you get to certain levels when you are in the casino. So when you are in the casino, you will be using your stateroom card, and you will be putting the stateroom card in the machines and or presenting them to the dealers, and you will accrue what they call um, points. They're basically
like
called
rewards
fun points.
Yeah.
Rewards points. Yeah. And then basically once you get up to a certain point, you earn different things such as onboard credit, which can be used in the casino. You will also earn drinks in the casino, and you will also earn drinks everywhere on the ship if you are someone like Bill in my chat, Warmstrong Adventures, because I know he gets drinks on the ship and sometimes in the casino too. And I don't even gamble that much, and Carnival just threw me a deal on a Magic ship that I'm booking next year, and they said, "Hey, you can have drinks in the casino." So I'm like, hey, a little gambler like me, I can even get, drinks
So
in
when
the
you
casino.
when you say like little gambler, because like people say, my cousin, he goes on free cruises all the time too, and he says, well, you just go to the casino and spend a little bit of money, and then they'll give you another cruise, and just to keep you coming back. What is that? What is that little bit of money? I mean, is that $100? Is that $500? Is that?
So, I found, now that I've become into these different buckets, as they call you, because you get targeted by, let's say, Carnival with all your different deals. I do know there's various different buckets within the Carnival bucket that you can hit. I believe, if I'm not wrong, and I know somebody will definitely correct me in the chat, but if you earn 1,500 points, you can get drinks while you play. I think if you earn 3,000, you can get drinks everywhere. And
But what is like 1,500 points? How much money are you spending gambling doing to reach 1,500 points?
it's about, okay, so I'm gonna this is a double-ended question, because this is gonna sound like more, but it's not as much, depending on the outcome of how you're gambling. So 1,500 points, it's about 1.75 to 2 for every point. So for every $2 you put, let's just make it easy on ourselves. For every $2 you put in the machine, you'll get 1 point, right? And that's run through. Let's say Fools is at the slot machine drunk, and he's just playing, and all of a sudden he hits $57,000, and he's like, host, and he runs another 7 grand through there, and he's like, shit, I got 50 grand. He ran $7,000 that wasn't his money through there, and he gets that points. He gets 1,500 points. So he just earned himself basically a free drink package. No, and again, with that $700, I'm not saying that you're going to lose it. You could hit another jackpot for 2,500 on another machine. You have no idea. So it's all about the money that's run through the machine, and that goes from dollars lost and dollars won and rerun through the machines.
So essentially what it sounds like to me, it works exactly like every other casino does as far as the points are concerned. Yeah.
Yep.
Let me ask you this. If you go to the blackjack table and you decide to split tens, do they just throw you right off the side of the ship, or make you walk the plank like a pirate, or how's that work?
I guess you would have to survey the table and see the expertise of the table and feel the vibes of the table, and then make your own decision upon that, whether you wanted to play with those people. Because I don't think it's the dealer. The dealer really doesn't care. They're getting paid either way. But I believe it might be the crowd that either might throw you off or give you dirty looks. Or
so Huffer Billy Paul's safe is what he's telling you. Unless
we was going to throw Paul off the side of the ship. Gotcha.
So how many tables? Like I heard Lou was talking about this the other night on Lunch Money. So when you talk about like having in the casino, like as far as size goes, if there's, is there one blackjack table, one 3-card poker table, one, or is there like 3 of each, or how does that work?
So with the roulette table, there will usually just be one. Craps table, there'll usually just be one. And then the card games will vary. There'll usually be a few blackjacks and a few different variations of the card games themselves. And they could range. It really depends on the C day, or I'm sorry, not the C day. It really depends on the day. And it also depends on the traffic that is going through the casino. That really determines the rate for the day or the given hour.
Right. Yeah. If it's busy, they're pulling another dealer out, basically. And Warmstrom says that table games earn fewer points than the slots. So
there you go. He would definitely know. He would definitely know.
Yeah,
okay, he's the gambler. All
I
right,
have a lot of gamblers on my side too in that chat.
so Pete, do you got any other questions on the casino?
No, I don't think so.
But you can smoke in a casino.
Yes, you can smoke in the casino.
So yeah, there you go. There's God, that's how they reel you in.
Yeah, they're really in there. You're like, well, while I'm smoking this cigarette, I might as well throw $50 in this slot machine and lose it real quick.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yep. And I will say this too. Okay, so for the gamblers in here, going back into that, like that bucket question, right? So every single time you swipe that card in that machine and you're gambling, right? The cruise line is essentially collecting data from you and everybody around you. So it really, as much as the 1,500 points, right? It really, okay, it's 1,500 points. But if they really start to see a trend of you starting your day and also ending your day in the casino, they know if they give you a drink package like they did with me, what's going to happen, right? I'm going to start my day in there. I'm going to go in there to get free drinks in the middle of the day. And I'm also going to end my day there, right? So now they've basically got me in the casino chasing points or chasing, right, the next drinks everywhere on the ship or whatnot, just by giving me a drink package, because I think I only ran 600, almost just nearly 600 points last cruise. And I found myself with drinks in the casino deal for my 2025 cruise.
Ah, there you go.
Yeah, so Miss Jack has a good question. She says, "Do you need cash for the casino?" No, I don't think there's any cash on the ship at all. It's all based on your room card, right?
So no, you can actually use cash in the casino,
Okay.
but you can also use your room card and charge to your room card as long as you're not on what they call a cash account or your account isn't negative or something like that.
All right.
I got you. All right, Pete, you got any other questions about casinos?
No.
All right. B Bean asks in here, what about parking? And like when you get there, what's the deal with that? They charge you by the day, just like an airport, or?
Yeah, it is, but basically by the day, depending on what port is this, where we're going out of Miami or Tampa?
Canaveral.
Oh, Canaveral. So yeah, Port Canaveral will definitely have, and you guys can lean on me too, and I'll definitely get some resources for some better parking spots than the parking spots that will be at the pier. You can definitely park at the pier, but you're definitely going to pay a little bit more. But there are people that are probably in my chat that could probably make a referral right now on somewhere that you can probably park. And you can also probably pull up, I believe it's parking.com or way.com or something like that. And you can also find cheaper parking too through an app like that.
I got you. All right, cool. Well, there you go, B Bean. And C Raw, he says, I have only 448 points on my sale and sign card from the casino, and I already have offered for packages in future cruises, and I've only been on one cruise. So I guess it helps to gamble, or as long as you win.
Yeah, definitely.
Nate the Great wants to know, what's the best time to get food on a cruise? Hey, Nate, thanks for being a member here, brother. He says, because I've been hearing lunch is mad, breakfast is disgusting, dinner is great. Nate, you live off of Taco Bell. Nate's a guy that we were out there in the middle of a huge like festival going on in Isle of Palm, South Carolina 2 years ago at the Slob Olympics. And Nate, there's a taco truck, and everybody knows how good taco trucks. Nate DoorDashed from like 15 miles away, DoorDashed and paid for Taco Bell. So Nate, come on, you live off taquitos and Taco Bell.
Yeah.
Love you, Nate.
That's funny. That's funny.
Oh shit. All right. So let's skip down to any safety concerns, anything people need to be worried about, anything like that.
I don't think there's really any safety concerns, but what I will say is once you get on the ship, there will be something called the muster drill. You will definitely have to go to the muster drill. There is no hiding from the muster drill. It is a very easy thing. You go there, they show you how to put a life jacket on for about 15 seconds. They click your name on a little iPad and then off you go. However, if you do not do that and you try to get drunk before your muster drill and you do not show up, they will be calling your name over the loudspeaker, and everybody will be looking at you as you have to make the walk of shame to be the last one to do the muster drill. So don't be that person.
Well, what if you want your name called?
I mean, I guess so.
Okay, I might have to do that. I wouldn't mind, like, over the whole cruise ship, traveling fools, we need you right here, right now. That would be pretty cool.
Please report to your muster station, traveling fools. Put the drink down.
Right. Because you didn't buy the drink package. And Joey said, "Oh, Joey's back to the casino. He wants to know. Thanks for being a member, Joey, as well. He wants to know: do the casino drinks count towards the 15 drink?"
That's a good question.
Yes, they do. They do.
Okay, so only like if we do like the cocktail hour party that using our fun points, if we do that, those do not count towards the 15 drinks.
Those do not. Those are ghost drinks.
Okay, there we go. So we'll do 2 cocktail parties, Pete. That's what we'll do.
Yeah, that sounds good to me. Friday and Sunday, maybe.
I think it's kind of at their discretion. Is kind of what I'm reading.
It depends on the lounge that they're going to let you guys use or let us use, and so.
Yeah, don't say you guys. You're in on this too.
Yeah, you're coming on the ship. You're coming on the cruise, aren't you?
I am coming.
All right, you'll be there too.
Scott's going to make his first Slob Olympics. I think that's awesome, and I'm going to go on my first cruise. So
yeah,
it's awesome. We've been all tons of.
There's a bunch of people who are just coming on their first cruise.
Yep.
Yeah. So.
Yeah. TK wanted to ask down here, have you ever been in a storm? Is there any? She's worried about. TK is worried about the seasickness and the stability of the ship. So she wants to. What's up with the storms?
For a 3-day cruise, they're gonna it's gonna go very slow. So there's gonna be no worries about storms. Have I been in a storm? I've been once when I went out to New Orleans. Pretty bad, but sustainable. Were people throwing up? Yeah, they were. But that was also a 7-day cruise, 6-day cruise, and I went in hurricane season. This is not in hurricane season. You guys are far away from hurricane season,
right? So, no. That's what I was telling people before. Was I've been fishing halfway to the Bahamas before in a 26-foot boat. It's not that far away. The boat's just going to be going just slow as hell, basically.
Very slow. Very slow. And you're going to be able to see land, I believe, because what is the port that we go to? Bahamas?
Yeah, I think it's Nassau.
Nice.
Yeah, so
slow.
And that's pretty fun. And we'll get to that's one of the latter questions that I have here for you. So no real safety concerns. Nobody's got to worry about getting kidnapped and anything like that. People were worried about that.
No, not in Nassau. No way. No.
All right.
And Nassau also. So here's a unique thing about Nassau, and this is something that's kind of awesome for you guys. Nassau actually just put about $1 million into the port of Nassau. So they kind of made, and I was joking with my co-host earlier, Bill. They kind of made a pre-port to the port, because basically they spent $1 million to make a port right outside the boat that's all built up, that has entertainment, it's got live music, it's got shops, it's got bars, but it's in the port. So it's you haven't even got out yet, and you think that you've experienced Nassau, and all you really did was just walk the port, basically.
Yeah, you basically went to the gift shop.
and I'm telling you, the $1 million that they put into this, before, it was literally just you're walking through construction and you're like, okay, I can't wait to get to the road. Now they demolished all that and they put $1 million into this, and it's basically like an outdoor mall. That's the words that I'm looking for. It's an outdoor mall before you even get to the port.
So it's a flea market. Basically.
Yeah. And a lot of people do not even, they'll get to the gate and they'll turn around because they think there's nothing else, like that's it. But no, you can go outside in Nassau. There are plenty of things to do. Junkanoo Beach is free. There's Margaritaville is there too. If you guys want to walk a little bit, 9 minutes away is Margaritaville. Like 10 minutes away is Junkanoo Beach, which is a free beach that basically can just get hammered on. We probably do some Slob Olympics there at Junkanoo, to tell you the truth, because that'd be fun. But yeah, so nothing to worry about in Nassau, guys. Like literally nothing. And there'll probably be, I don't know, 17 ships in port with us too. So
so we're gonna have fun. It's gonna be a good time. Yeah. So speaking of that, we're at the port. Okay, so we got a lot of people asking these questions too. Excursions. So we're there. What's the skinny on that? I mean, is it? See, I'm an explorer. The one thing I hate, like, is everywhere we go, we don't have any schedule or anything like that. I always like to go and just book because we always just fly everywhere. So we like to book our stuff as we go. If we want to stay here for 2 days, then we'll stay here for 2 days. If we hate it, we'll leave that night. We get off the plane and it's like, okay, this place sucks. Let's get the hell out of here. I'll book a flight that night and leave. So as far as excursions go, are we smart to book them through? I mean, I guess booking them through Carnival that's where they get you, because if it's running late, they will wait for you if you book it through the Carnival Cruise Lines. Like, what Correct. If you rented a van, you go off on your own, you rent a van, it breaks down. They don't give a damn because it wasn't booked through Carnival Cruise Lines.
That's correct.
So are these excursions worthwhile? Like tell, I have no idea. I don't know what I'm talking about. That's why you're here, brother.
So I will tell you, fools, I am much like yourself. I do not like to book excursions in port. I am much of an explorer, especially in a cruise like Alaska, like I'm going. A lot of people say, "Oh, what excursions do you have booked?" I don't have any booked. And you're like, "What? You're going to a place like Alaska and you don't have any booked?" I don't, because I want to go hiking. I want to go to some yokel bars there. I want to drink some Alaskan beer. I want to be on my own time, and I want to do what I want to do in these ports for 8+ hours, 12+ hours. And I want to go out multiple times. I'll go out once with my roommate. I'll come back. I'll shower. I'll go back out by myself. I'll come back and I'll go out with, my aunt, my uncle, who are coming on the cruise. So, I'm an explorer at heart, but the excursions, I will say, if you want to do something like jet skiing, right? Or something like that, like a water sport, you can find something like that on Junkanoo Beach where you won't have any problems as far as time crunch goes, because you're just going to go there, walk to Junkanoo Beach, get a few drinks, pay the guy $75 to rent a jet ski for 30 minutes, and you're going to come back. And you feel like you did an excursion. You get to go out. There's cones, you can't go any further than yada, yada, or whatever. But I mean, to be honest with you, in the Bahamas, I would get off and explore. Now, the other thing that you can do, and the other big landmark in the Bahamas is Atlantis, Paradise Island. So you could take the ferry over there and you can go to Atlantis, which is a big casino over in the Bahamas. You can take a day tour. They charge you, it's like a $99 day pass or whatever, something. It might even be more expensive than that now. You can ride the slides that take you through the shark tank, and you can do all that if you wanted to. And you can also feel like you got away and did an excursion. But again, for me, I think we're only probably going to be there. What, fools? Probably, I think it said 8 to 4, I think, or 8 to 5. We're going to be in port.
No, I think it's 10 to 7.
Oh, 10 to 7. Okay, that's actually nice. That's actually nice. That's actually, yeah. So we'll have a lot of time to do stuff. But
we'll see, and that's what I was kind of wondering there from my perspective is I like I mean, I know if anybody follows it, they know that we like diving, snorkeling, water stuff and all that. But my thing is I don't want to go on some, like, we've been diving all around the world and done. I don't want to go and see like a little clownfish swimming around or something like that. Like, I want to see all the stuff that I'm seeing that is offered by them. It's like, if it says like fun for all ages, I'm kind of already setting myself up for disappointment, I feel like.
Yeah.
Because I know, Pete, you like stuff like that too. And I was talking to Colby, and I was thinking, like maybe a group of us could go out and we could find like some kind of cool but I don't see any offered on there. Is there other routes to go to find excursions. Like, I mean, can we talk to, like, who's the island boy down here? I mean, has he got a boat? Is he going to take us out and let's hook up with him. Let's go out there and take us diving somewhere cool. And the boat breaks down and we get stuck in the Bahamas. We can buy a boat probably cheaper than the plane ticket and drive it back to
Good plan. Good plan. No, but there are people all over. I mean, Nassau, Bahamas is set up for tourism. So there are people all over, tourist companies in general that are all over looking to book you on all kinds of day excursions. Again, I mean, sure, you do run the risk, but again, we're talking about 99.999% of people are not going to run into any pre-issue, right? Before you even run into an issue. So 99.9% of people aren't going to run into that issue. So I would say if you want to do it, I mean, do it. I've done excursions that are not booked through the cruise line. Now, do I say that it's probably a better idea to book it through the cruise line? Sure, but are you going to be completely fine if you don't? Yeah, you're gonna be fine.
Well, see, that's where it goes with my like adventure side. I hate being held to something. I don't want to go diving with an 8-year-old. If it's safe enough for a 7-year-old, 8-year-old, I'm not going to have fun doing it. You know what I mean? Like, it's just not up my alley. What do you think, Pete?
Yeah, I think it's like he said. What's the name of that beach you said that's open for free to the public?
Junkanoo Beach.
Yeah, I think if you walk down there, there's probably pretty much everything you want, whatever you're looking for down there to do. Whether you just want to sit there and drink margaritas all day, or if you want to go out and do snorkeling, you want to go do jet skiing, I don't know, fishing, whatever they have going on there. And you don't have to worry about tying yourself.
I'm a pre-planner. When you look at something and see that you have 8, like if I have 8 hours somewhere, I don't want to spend 3 trying to decide what I'm going to do. Yeah. If that makes sense. You know what I mean? So I want to be like, okay, I know I can go over here and talk to this person, wham, bam, let's get on this freaking boat and go. It's a 3-hour tour, right?
Yeah, you would be able to do that as soon as you got out of the port. Even in the pre-port, there's going to be people there that are like, hey, you want to go snorkeling? Hey, you want to dive? Hey, sir, you want to dive? Hey, do you want a bracelet? Hey, do you want a cat? Hey, they're going to be trying to sell you everything. Yeah, I don't know. That's the first thing I had to throw a little humor in there.
So can you get in touch with Island Boy? Do you like snorkeling, Scott? Do you like going diving and stuff like that? Is that?
I don't think that I've ever really done it. I've snorkeled for sure, but I don't think I've ever actually scuba dived.
Yeah, we don't need to have to do all that. I mean, that's too much. But free diving, just having fun, sounds like a great time to me. Maybe Island Boy can point us in the right direction there. Maybe possibly. He can contact you and we can find somebody. I wouldn't mind prearranging something to have a cool dive trip. I don't want to go. I think that would be fun. That's my thing. I like diving in as many places as I can go.
Definitely.
What's up, buddy? East Coast. Thanks so much for the $2, brother. Appreciate you being here,
back
buddy.
In the day, fools, you could have gone to Belize and Roatan with me because I had 2 really good buddies in each of those places. I don't think I think only one of them was there now, but they were both. One of them was actually a dive instructor, and I went on multiple excursions with him. Not diving excursions, but he took me city tours and like showed me like good lunch spots. We went out to bars and stuff like that, and man, you would have had a great time diving in like Belize or Roatan. I believe Belize is like one of the top 10, or is it Roatan? One of them is like one of the top 10 places to dive in the world, something like that.
Well, you know what's number 1, right? The dive capital of the world, right?
I do not.
Key Largo, baby. Key Largo, Florida. At least that's what they call it. They call it that. And I'll be honest. We've been, Thailand, Indonesia. Like we've been all over diving and doing stuff, and there's nowhere that looks as beautiful as Key Largo, Florida. So I could imagine the Bahamas though would be a challenge on that.
Yeah.
So
the Keys are essentially the very Caribbean-like. Yeah.
Yeah, it's basically the same thing. I would imagine. Crystal clear water, but I would like to do that in the Bahamas. It would be cool, Pete. I know you're probably up for that if we can make it happen. I know Colby and Mrs. Colby are too. and I know a group of us, we're not going to do any of the slob events. I think we've decided that, right, Pete? We're not doing any of the events in the Bahamas.
Well, we're probably going to have, 50, 60, 70 people. And to get them all wrangled up, when we're in Nassau, to do that would probably be a hassle. So we'll probably end up doing most of the events on the ship and then just letting everybody sort of go do their own thing, when we're in Nassau.
In Nassau, yeah.
Yeah, so we're looking at doing there. I mean, there's a basketball court or something on this thing, and probably right. And maybe is there ping pong tables? I know Pete
I think there's ping pong tables. I think
Pete loves to lose at ping pong. Just in case you didn't know that.
I think they have a pickleball court.
Pickleball, yeah, there we go. That's for the hip people.
Yeah, they do. They do. They renovated that. That's part of the last dry dock that they did, Pete. So,
all right.
Pete, what do you think about a ping pong? That might be I'll give Pete some credit. Pete and I played. We shared an Airbnb. What about a year and a half ago, 2 years ago, going to the Clemson Miami game. And Pete's got he does have some game. I will give him that. But
well, I guess I met my match.
I love you, Pete. I grew up with a ping pong table. Had one my whole life. So we're gonna, I guess excursions are up to everybody, but you leave it up to yourself, I guess. All right, travel insurance. Should people get that or not for a 3-day cruise?
Oh, that's a good question.
That is a really good question. So normally, I actually just let it lapse, unfortunately. But normally, because I'm an avid traveler, I have a year-long plan, or I had a year-long plan.
That's awesome.
Through Allianz, and it was a lot cheaper than the cruise insurance that they offer you, or even just buying like a daily, because some of those plans you can get a daily. So I just opted for the year, and I forgot what I paid. It was a really good deal when I paid for it.
Actually, I saw that not too long ago, and that brings up a good point. I didn't even think about that. Well, you say you forgot what you paid, but ballpark?
What was it for like the year? It was like $250, I think it was. This was a couple years back. So
and that goes for a year though, right? Like, because we're talking about going to Indonesia again soon and doing that. That might be smart to get.
Hold on, can we just explain exactly what the cruise insurance is?
Okay. Back to cruise insurance. So
the cruise insurance, basically, it is a travel insurance. So basically, it insures you if you are not able to come on the cruise for a medical reason or an emergency, something like that. It also covers, let's say that flights were canceled or something like that. So there is a process that you would have to do because it is an insurance company. So there's definitely a claim that has to be put through on your side. But again, you can't put in that claim if you don't have the travel insurance. But there are travel insurance, private travel insurance companies that you can definitely get if you are an avid traveler, and that is not just cruising, because the travel insurance covers you at whole as far as traveling goes, and not just cruising. Cruising is just an umbrella within that traveling insurance.
So essentially, if my car breaks down driving down to Port Canaveral and I missed the ship, then I'll be refunded my cost for the cruise.
No. Because that is technically externally something that is like it covers natural disasters, it covers medical emergencies, and it covers, like, I don't know, if you like get like a wrench in your eye or something like that.
Or if you had a heart attack on the cruise ship, it's going to pay for that helicopter or airplane flight back to the United States to get you. Correct. There, you're not going to end up with a $40,000 bill. So, do you get insurance when you go, Scott?
Yes, I normally do. I normally do for shorter cruises. I have definitely taken the gamble, and I'll be transparent. I've definitely taken the gamble sometimes when I don't have the extra money and I'm just budgeting cruising. But 95% of the time, yes, I do get the insurance. I do.
Okay, Pete, are you a gambler?
Yeah, I am. I did not. When I called to book the cabin, they did ask me if I wanted the insurance. I told them no. I guess I'm taking my chances here. I don't have a heart attack or get a wrench in the eye.
I hope you don't either. I hope you don't either.
know.
But hey, if you need anybody to throw you off the boat, I can help out. So we can make that happen. Oh my God, too funny. Joey made a good point earlier. This is the crew. Oh, and let me say, Marjorie Ambrose. Thank you so much. She says I love music. Thank you so much for the $3, Marjorie. We really do appreciate you being here. Thank you so much. You are awesome, Marjorie. Thank you, and hope you're having a wonderful evening. If everybody would like to, here is your chance right now to screenshot this, and this is the details. Joey made a good point. Post the details of the cruise. It is the Slob Olympics Cruise 2025, March 7th through 10th, Port Canaveral, Florida. Step 1, go to carnivalcruise.com and create an account. And I heard people asking earlier, why do I have to create an account first? Well, it just makes it easier. You already have the account. I booked mine today. I already had the account. So instead of me going on there and reading my credit card number off to the lady on the phone or anything, I already had the account. And it just showed right up. So I just typed my info in. And of course, my computer already had, well, let me not give too many people some be hacking me. It won't get you far. So it was so easy. It made it so much easier. It's already on there. You can see it in live. Look over your stuff. Make sure everything is correct as they are putting your info in. So step 2, call 1-800-764-7419. Go to extension 70229, and tell them the group name is the Slobs. Tell them the booking number is L1BL72. You must book by June 17th. It's only $25 to reserve the room. If you only pay $25 at the beginning, another $100 will be due by November 1st. It must be paid off by December 15th. You can make payments all the way, and it is fully refundable. So once you have a Carnival account, if you have an extra $25, you can just throw $25 on there towards your cruise and just keep paying it off. So make the Carnival Cruise account. That's why that matters.
Yeah, and screenshot this, like you said. When I called to make my reservation for my cabin, I had this exact flyer pulled up in front of me and it had all the information on there. The extension just takes you right to somebody who already knows that you're trying to book part of a group cruise. Yep. And it's super. I did it in less than 10 minutes.
Yeah, it's a hella easy, super easy to do. I mean, I had a lot of questions. I was on the phone with the girl, and she was the same. If you're listening, appreciate it. She said she was going to sub our channel and listen and stay up to date with the Slob Olympics. But wow. she made it super easy, super cool lady. Made it so easy, such a good process, super easy. So make the account first. That's why you make the account first. It just makes it easier on you. So there it is, everybody. Screenshot that. That is the info. Get in there. I will say this, we did only, when I did it, they'll only let you block off so many rooms. So I think we're up to 12 cabins booked already. So we do have 13 more blocked off at the rates of the day. If the rates go down, we are supposed to be able to call up and price check that. That is on us, and they will lower the price. But we only have them reserved, and that ship is selling out fast, and there only is 13 more rooms that are, when I say reserved, they're on hold. They're on hold, just waiting for people to claim them. So correct. You can, $25, you can claim a room right now, get on there and do it. So don't wait. That's the only way I say it. After that, you are on your own. You are on your own. If there is openings, you have it. If the rates go up, tough shit, I guess. I mean, how else do you explain that?
Rates won't go up. Don't worry.
Well, probably not, but it might sell out.
But if it goes lower, they'll always lock you into the lower. They won't
right.
move it up. Yeah.
But it could possibly sell out, and you won't be able to get on the ship. So
correct.
There's been a lot of questions in the chat. Well, at least on my channel and a couple tonight too about the passport situation, because there's some controversy about whether you need a passport or you can just bring your birth certificate and I guess your driver's license. I don't know. How does that work?
That's a very good question. So, I will say I'll preface this whole thing and just say it makes it so much easier, guys, to just get a passport. The whole check-in process is going to be so much easier for you if you have a passport. And we are well away from the Slav Olympics Cruise 2025, so you definitely have more than ample time to get that passport. However, you can definitely bring your birth certificate with you. And you can definitely do a board with your birth certificate. It's going to take a little bit longer. And the port agents, they technically work for a third party company. So there have been all sort of nightmare statements and stories from people said that they can use a copy of their birth certificate to a picture on their phone to the actual real copy. So I don't know. It really guess I just depends on the agent that you get that day, but just don't play that game.
The lady I was talking to today, she told me going to the Bahamas, as long as you're leaving and going back to the same port, all you needed was a government issued ID from the United States.
Yes, but to board the ship, you're going to need that government state ID and also a passport or a birth certificate.
Okay.
Yes.
This could get tricky for me.
So
I got to. Well, Mrs. Fools is a Indonesian citizen still, so I have
government issued ID meaning. I mean, a driver's license is a state issued ID. So you're talking about a federal ID, I think.
So basically, it's like two forms of ID that are going to be required.
Right.
Okay, I'm gonna have to figure. See, we have the problem. Mrs. Fools, her passport and Indonesian, birth certificate and all that has her maiden name. Let's just call it that. Her, green card, permanent residency card has our married name. So we have to figure that out.
Yeah.
That's going to be an issue.
Yeah.
So, yeah. But we got a long time to figure that out. And any grown adult that doesn't have a passport should just go on and get one. It costs about $70. What if somebody called you up tomorrow and said, hey, you want to go to Belize or you want to go to Peru and go see Machu Picchu or something like that? And you're like, no, so I can't go because I don't have a passport. I mean, come on, Jesus Christ, grow up. I might win the lottery tonight. I might be a millionaire right now and tell all of you, like, let's go. And you won't be able to go because you don't have a passport.
Yep.
Yeah.
Very true. Very true.
All right. So, what do people bring? Like tips, what do people need to stock up on and think, hey, I need this. What, shouldn't people bring? What, those questions.
So tips. So I would always say tips is required based on the service that somebody gives you. Right. So tips, there's definitely two different ways you can tip. If you are presented a receipt, let's say from a bartender, there's going to be a slot where you can tip them. And they do get tipped out based on that exact amount that you put down on the receipt. You can also hand them cash and they will take cash too as well. Cash is king. I always try to make it a rule. Probably on this one, I won't bring 100, but probably about 50 singles. And that just ensures that I kind of budget myself for the 3 days. And let's just say I'm going up to the Lido or I'm going to the piano bar or something like that. I'll take 11 or 12 or 13, $15 in singles. And then I know at the, when I'm done with all my singles, I should probably just go back to the room, or something like that. And it just makes it easier because also at the end of the cruise, you don't realize how much these little tips and these little things that you've written on the receipt and you've forgotten about 2 days ago, they add up. And then, you're like, oh my God, I have a $350 bill or, $150 bill or whatever it may be. And you're like, wow, but it just doesn't feel the same way to me when you're just writing, I don't know, $1, $2, and then you get a little drink. You're like, oh, $5 because it's easy to write with the pen, $5. Whereas the cash is actually going out of your hand. I go into my pocket. I say, here, $2 for Geronimo. And he's happier.
So that's probably a good way to keep up with your drinks as well. Like every day you just put $15 in your pocket.
Sure.
Because they're already pre-charging you for gratuity, but Yeah, you're going to be charged for gratuity, but you're saying that you should still give an extra $1 or something. Like, you don't have to.
You don't have to. It really depends, and all of those gratuities are broken up multiple ways. So yes, there's a lot of people who cruise that are going to be on that ship, but yeah, everybody probably gets, I don't know, maybe 8 or 9 cents or 12 cents per cruiser. And yeah, that's the way the tips go. So
anybody who's ever stood, so basically anybody who's ever stood in line at a bar waiting to get a drink, and you're trying to make eye contact with the bartender and they won't look at you. If you tip,
yeah, they'll find you.
They look at you a lot quicker. So that's
very true. Yes.
Yeah, there's a good tip.
So you walk around the strip with $50 and $1 bills, like that. So just treat it like a strip club.
Yeah, I think I saw somebody in the chat say that. Yeah.
Exactly.
With no polls.
Thank you, TK. Thank you. Yeah, you grow up. Thank you for the $4.99 there, TK. Yeah, you grow up. Yeah. Exactly. All right. What else we got? So just I guess those were my questions. Pete, what else you got?
Well, there is a lot of unfortunate ladies who are coming with their men on the ship. What is there to do other than gambling and gallivanting around the pool for the ladies to do?
Oh, that is a really good question. So there'll be multiple things. You'll get what they call, well, two things. You can either download the app and come up to 2025 with the rest of us, which I won't be, but I have the app. But I also use what they call the fun times, which is basically going to be an agenda for everything that is going to go on. That is not Slob Olympics related, but everything that is going to go on for everybody on the ship. That will include everything from trivia to different types of game shows. There'll be shows in general, Broadway production shows. I'm not exactly sure what the Carnival Glory will have, but I'm sure there will be an America Rocks, because that's on every single Carnival ship that I could ever think of. It is basically a 80s rock production, which is really cool. It's probably one of my top 5 favorite production shows to see on a Carnival ship, depending on the crew, but they usually do a really good job. And there's also massages too. You can do couples massages or solo massages, and those can be booked from day 1, and it can also be booked in port. You will get a discount for booking in port, obviously, because a lot of people will be off the ship. So if you
now, are these like those Thailand? Are these like those Thailand massages? Because I've been over there a couple times, and I mean, this might not just be for the ladies.
Okay, so the closest you're going to get to that, fools, is the person that's giving you a massage. She might be from Thailand.
Okay, all right, but just, fair question. Okay, well, sorry to interrupt.
Because yes, all of the workers are going to mostly be from different countries that are not United States. So, okay, so we have couples massages. There'll be a piano bar, I believe, on this ship. I think that came with the upgrade. So there'll be a piano bar at night, which is really cool because there's a PG version, and then there's an after, which I believe a lot of us will end up being there, but an after dark 18 plus version where they're basically piano songs, but there's dirty lyrics thrown in the middle of them and dirty jokes and all that other shit that goes on after dark. So that is also really fun. There's comedy shows. There are karaoke too. If you like to do karaoke.
Pete knows we love to do karaoke.
Oh, yeah, we're experts at that.
So big karaoke, probably, yeah. There'll be karaoke in the casino lounge, and then there'll be other production shows too. Depending, we might get like a mentalist or a magic show or something like that. Don't quote me on that, but on other cruises, on other Carnival cruises, there's production shows that are not like Broadway shows like America Rocks. There's like a
we're not going to see cats, but we might.
No cats. Lower Broadway.
Right. Might see Fritz the cat, maybe.
The cat, yes.
Yeah, that's one of my favorite cartoons.
Still fun though.
Great stuff. Yeah, so that covers that. Anybody in the chat got any questions? You got anything else, Pete? What do you got?
I think he pretty much covered it all. I guess the only thing left is the what everyone looks forward to every day is the dinners.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Great question.
Yeah.
Yeah, we did ask a question about the food. I'll answer this quick for Joey because I see this here. It says, "Does God know the prices of the steakhouse on the ship? I know it's not included in the cost." Yes. So Joey, the steakhouse is going to be one of the specialty dining. I think there's going to be only a few specialty dinings on that on the cruise. I think sushi might be one, and then the other might be the steakhouse. The steakhouse is believe will be $49.99 a person. I think for me, if you're a foodie, Joey, it is definitely worth it. The cuts of steak and the different types of steak that are offered there are definitely not the steaks that are offered in the main dining room, and or are not the steaks that you might find on the buffet or the carving station that they have at the buffet. So, in my opinion, the steakhouse is definitely worth it. I was introduced to the steakhouse kind of late in the game. Was it last year? Yeah, last year on the Carnival Luminoso when I went to Alaska, my uncle actually took me to the steakhouse, and we went to the steakhouse because he was so shocked that I've been on 30 plus cruises and never been to the steakhouse. And now I pretty much book myself for the steakhouse every single time I go on a cruise because it is definitely worth it. And on the first night, if you book on the first night on the steakhouse, you get a free bottle of wine. So there's your free bottle of wine.
And $49.99 a person doesn't sound that bad, actually.
It's not.
No.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, I can see where people though, where they're sitting there going, "Oh, this is all inclusive. This is all inclusive."
Yeah.
And then they're like, "Oh, should I got to pay more to go have this?" I mean,
yeah. Well, they don't have to.
Yeah.
Well, no, I understand that. You know what I mean? I can see where people.
Definitely. And so let's talk about some of the free options that will be for lunch, breakfast, dinner, and all that. For breakfast, lunch, and dinner, you can go to what they call the main dining room. I believe there's probably two. There's two different dining rooms, and it will say on your card what dining room you are you're supposed to be going to. There's something called anytime dining or free time dining, anytime dining, and then there's set time dining. So set time dining is in between the hours of 6:30 and 8:30. There's two seating. 6:30 would be the early, 8:30 would be the late. And basically, if you don't show up to that, you can request, like, let's just say you missed the 6:30 and you're like, "Oh, I want to go to the 8:30. I mean, you're a cruise passenger. They're going to say yes. However, set time dining is really, you're supposed to show up when you're supposed to show up. Anytime dining is in a different dining room, and that is basically from the hours of 6 to 9:30 or 9 o'clock, and you show up whenever you want. Be it you can sit by yourself if you want to. You can also sit with a bunch of strangers if you want to. You can bring Pete if you want to. The next night you can bring Traveling Fools. The next night you can bring both of them, and all three of us can go and eat. So for anytime dining is really kind of like a freestyle, and you can go there for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. There is all different hours. This is not like, they're open 24 hours. So let's just say, I believe, don't quote me, it's like 6 to 11 or 12 for breakfast, and then they close for an hour or two. Then they open up from 1 to 4, and then they close again, and then they start dinner at 6:30, 6:30, and then they go on from there. So the main dining room would definitely be one. Lunch options, I believe with this upgrade, there is a Blue Iguana Cantina and also a Guy's Burger. So both of those will be on there too, and those are free options. Guy's Burger is a collab with Guy Fieri, and the burgers are phenomenal. They're awesome. You get a side of fries. There's 4 or 5 different options you can choose. The ringer, in my opinion, is the best because it comes with a onion ring and barbecue sauce and bacon, and there's a whole toppings, and you put the whole toppings on, and the fries are amazing. Blue Iguana Cantina is going to be the other side of that. That is going to be more of a Mexican burrito, tacos, also open for breakfast. You can go there and you can get things like huevos rancheros, breakfast burritos, breakfast tacos. But again, all of these places are going to have certain hours that they're going to be open. They're going to be open longer on sea days than they are on port days. And, basically once they close, they close. So another good tip for me, if you don't mind eating cold things, for instance, this is something that I always do because this is something good to eat cold for all my drunkies. I get a burrito for myself at about noon 30 when the line dies down and everything is still fresh. I cut that sucker in half. I put it in a bowl. I put another bowl on top of it. I tie two napkins around it, and I shove it in my fridge. 12:30, 1 o'clock in the morning, when I'm a little drunk and there's nothing open except for pizza and maybe the deli and a few stragglers. Guess what? I'm sitting in my room and I'm eating that freaking burrito from noon, and I'm happy because, burrito's got rice in it. It's got beans. It's got, chicken and all that stuff that you need when you're drunk. So yeah, little tip for you. There'll be pizza. There will also be a cafeteria. There'll be a buffet style. So you can go there too, and you can find some things that they are serving in the main dining room, but there will also be a buffet style. Things like chicken parmesan, things like chicken with wild mushrooms and rice. There'll be some steaks there. There'll be some pork. There'll be a whole bunch of things. There'll always be 3 or 4 different rice dishes, different types of rice pilaf, white rice. There'll all be different types of sides too, macaroni and potatoes and vegetables, vegetable mayonnaise, all this other different kinds of things. They change the menu every single day. And they will show you what will be on the menu the day when it closes. So they'll give you a preview of that menu. And you kind of really just decide what you want to eat and when you want to eat it. But again, when these things close, they close, and it's not really like a 24-hour operation where it's like the main dining room is just open anytime I want to walk in. Kind of, but not really.
Yeah.
That's good stuff, Scott. And if I sound like Joey Foster, it's because I am. TF is in a lightning storm, and he called me and he said I got knocked off. He don't have any internet right now, so he asked me to come on here and kind of run the stream a little bit because he couldn't get back on. So
yeah,
there we are.
It's TF with a voice filter. The AI voice filter. He's got Joey Foster's AI voice filter.
Yeah. So anyway, Pete, you got any questions for Scott?
So you went over the lunch and the dinner. The breakfast is pretty much like every other breakfast buffet that anyone's ever been to, right? Like eggs and bacon and sausage and pancakes and stuff like that.
Correct. And there'll also be an omelet station too. So if you would like an over easy egg, or if you would like an omelet, there's definitely an omelet station. I love the omelet station in the morning. I also I kind of enjoy going to the main dining room for breakfast because there'll be different things that you won't find on the buffet. And for breakfast, in my opinion, they have you in and out. I mean, a lot of people don't really go to the breakfast. There's some people that go to the breakfast, but they have you in and out in a half an hour. So it's really no different to me than going up and sitting on the Lido deck and scooping, eggs onto a dish with bacon and it, I don't know how long it's been sitting there. I have no idea, but I really enjoy going to the main dining room because it's in that hour. It's easy. It's easy. They have you in and out and it's quick.
Especially if you go early, because a lot of people probably sleep in because they partied, hard the night before. So what time does breakfast start? Do you know? 6 a.m., 7 a.m., something like that?
6 a.m. I believe it's 6 a.m. Yep.
Yeah. So if you're able to make it at 6 a.m., that's probably the best time to go, I would think.
Correct. And there's also
guys, thanks for keeping that going. Sorry, we had a huge lightning. It was like kaboom outside our house, and our internet just went out. It was like, oh, there we go.
I'm gonna drop to the back room. I'll stay back in the back room in case something happens to you.
All right, cool. Thanks, Joey. I appreciate you, brother. And Buddy East Coast, thank you for the $20 super chat there. I did drop Buddy's link in there. If anybody likes live music, and Buddy's super cool friend of mine. Anybody likes live music, Buddy always does play. He's a hell of a performer. Sub him up. And also, I've got Scott's link right there pinned at the top of the chat. Please go over there and sub up Scott. And we'll have to drop Pete's link too before this is over, just to make sure.
Thank you, fools.
Yeah, sorry. Just want to let y'all know I was back. I was listening on my phone because I still had a cellular signal, but I was like, God dang it, I can't come back on. So is there any foods that we people should avoid, or where do we not go?
I really don't think. I mean, on a conquest ship like that, I mean, there's really only going to be a few of those like kind of featured special restaurants that aren't paid. Like I said, the Blue Iguana Cantina, and not Cantina, the Blue Iguana. Cantinas on the bigger ships, Blue Iguana and Guy's Burgers. So those things, things like that. I mean, I would definitely make sure that you hit that at least once, if not more, in the 3 days that we're there. Main dining room. I mean, main dining room is probably going to be your go-to for most of your better meals there, unless you splurge for one night and end up getting the steakhouse. But I think main dining room will definitely be some of your better meals, some of your lobsters, some of your surf and turfs, some of those things that aren't so readily available up on the buffet. They will have carving stations and they'll have things like that. But again, you're not going to get technically the same food that you would at the main dining room. And again, even at dinner time, at a busy time, they're going to get you out in about less than an hour, because they want somebody else to be sitting at that table. And, they have so many guests on that ship in order that have to eat dinner in those hours that, you're not sitting there for 2 or 3 hours.
I got you. So we can do like pizza till like 3 o'clock in the morning or something like that, right?
I believe 3 or 4. Yeah. Yep.
So we're going to eat good. So tell everybody why they should go on this cruise.
Why they should go on this cruise. I mean, hey, it's going to be 3 days, 3 days for the most part in general. I mean, even taking the Slob Olympics out of it is a party atmosphere. So, I mean, not only are the vibes going to be up, not only is this going to be an amazing cruise, I mean, the Slob Olympics is just the cherry on top. I mean, it's going to be, again, like Pete said, with a group of amazing people that just want to have fun. So, I mean, who does not want to be a part of that? I mean, you got me that wants to be a part of that. I mean, obviously, yes, I love cruising, but I mean, hey, that don't threaten me with a good time. That's amazing.
It is.
Yeah, sounds like fun. So this is how you book right there. Screenshot that. Scott, you got anything else like just in your own mind, like topics you want to touch on? Anybody in the chat got any questions? Anything like that?
So I do. So for, I don't even know why I'm referring people to this, but on my page, I have a really bad video. It's actually my very first video, and I take you on a walk to Junkanoo Beach. So if any of you wanted to see how to get to Junkanoo Beach with some wind and really bad audio, please go and watch that video, because it's only about 8 minutes long, and it can clearly show you how to get to Junkanoo Beach and how easy it is. I'll also show you where they were building the port, and then you can go Google what the port actually looks like now and see how much a $1 million really does to a port of call for some of these places. So
you said that beach is about how a 10-minute walk, or how far is it from?
Not even.
Okay.
8 minutes, maybe.
Perfect.
8 minutes. Yeah. I think even if with that much time, to be honest with you too, I think everybody should definitely take a walk down there, because it's going to be a good experience. You're going to walk through some of the outside places out of the port. You're going to pass a Senior Frogs. You're going to pass a Margaritaville. You're going to pass a bunch of shops. And, I really think that is going to be a good hour. Even if you just go down there for an hour and hang out at the beach, get a drink, or just hang out at the beach, I think it's going to be well worth it. And like I said, you can even go back and shower and then go and either do an excursion or come back out and do something else. So yeah.
So bring a blindfold to put over your wife's face while you walk past the shops. Got it. Yeah.
Oh, there's tons of shops, man. There's tons of shops.
Let me drop Scott's link again. This is the link to the live stream. Scott is streaming this as well as we are. It is pasted at the top, but please, everybody jump over there and sub up Scott. Click the thumbs up on his live stream as well. He's a very good friend and super cool, and he's going to be coming to his very first Slob Olympics, which will be awesome.
I appreciate that.
Super cool. So what else you got? You got anything else for the people?
So I think eventually people are going to have a bunch of questions about packing. So what I figure and what I want to do, and I'm avid active person in Traveling Fools community. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to compile a video. I'll post it on my channel, basically for first time cruisers. I have a video deep in my page. It's actually a live. It's a really good live on with Warmstrong, actually Bill, who was in the chat earlier. We did a first time cruisers and kind of what you should pack and 5 items you shouldn't forget. So if you got a little time, definitely go and watch that. But I'm going to make a more compiled video in specific for first time cruisers that reach my channel, but in specific for your community to be able to see kind of the tips and tricks of things to maybe bring on their first cruise. And kind of be hard for me to talk about them now, or, you know, I'm more of a guy that likes to show you and tell you kind of things. So without me having them here and just kind of talking about them, I don't think it's going to do it justice if I was able to, you know, just put together a 7 to 10 minute video for you guys that can show you some of like these first time cruiser pack hacks, because there are definitely some things that I wish I would have known when I was a first time cruiser that I would have brought. Nothing that's crucial that I'm like, hey, if you don't bring this, it's gonna like ruin your cruise, but nothing like that. But it's just little things that's like, hey, damn, why didn't I think about that? Well, I've never been on a cruise before. That's why.
Right, exactly. That would be the that would be the key thing there. So yeah, everybody do make sure you do sub up Scott over there at Controversial Cruising. I just dropped Pigskin Pete. Thanks for being here as well. I did just drop his link too. He is one of the organizers of the Slob Olympics. So make sure you sub him up. He does a lot of cool stuff over there as well. Pete, you know, you want to drop your other channel in there too. I can't find it, but if you want to, you are more than welcome to, sir. You know that.
Yes, thank you.
And Fools, are you from Florida? Do you live in Florida?
We don't currently live there, but yes, I am from there. I'm from South Miami.
Gotcha. Because I was going to talk about the Brightline train. I don't know if you've ever taken the Brightline train. I'm not sure if it goes to Port Canaveral. That's why I was going to ask. I thought you lived in Florida for some reason, but yeah, the Brightline is a great way to get around in the inner cities in Florida. But I don't think Port Canaveral has quite gotten there yet with the Brightline. I'm sure somebody might correct me with that. But have you ever taken the Brightline?
No, I've never done that.
Oh, Brightline's awesome.
I have to look into that next time I go down there. So Scott, when are you booking your cruise? I know you've booked a lot of cruises. You're going to Alaska in a week, but when are you booking this cruise?
I will probably book this cruise once I get back, unless I end up finding a roommate super quick. So once I find a roommate, I got a few people in mind that would definitely fit the Slob Olympics.
So you got some fat friends.
You got some fat friends, huh?
Or friends, hey, that just want to have fun. You know, I got a lot of friends that just want to have fun too. So
yeah,
I'm not sure if I also want to take a first time cruiser, or if I want to take somebody that I've already cruised with, because I kind of want to, you know, see all of the first time cruisers in Traveling Fools, and I kind of, you know, I don't want to take away from either experience, because that's, you know, it'd be a lot to juggle. So I got a bunch of people in mind that fit the Slob Olympics. So
well,
yeah.
trust us, we're easy to get along with. It's basically just it'll be 3 days of laughing and debauchery. I promise you that.
Yep. Absolutely will be.
Basically like a late night live stream. So
yeah.
All right, everybody screenshot this. Scott, you got anything else? I'm gonna take this down, put us back up on camera here, and everybody should have enough time to get this information. So screenshot that, go back, screenshot it, do whatever you want. Let me see how I do that.
If you guys have any last minute questions, let me know. I'm trying to think of anything that we may or may not have touched here. Let's see. Excursions, insurance, whatever I think. I'm trying to think of a really, really good tip. I don't think on a 3-day we're not going to have a formal day, so you don't have to worry about any of the formal. And also the formal days, they're really optional, so it's not.
What about Wi-Fi service on the ship?
Oh, there's a good question.
There you go, Pete.
So Wi-Fi is definitely getting better. I believe most of the ships, I don't know if Glory has it, but are being equipped with Starlink. So the ships are getting better and better at Wi-Fi. Cruise companies like Carnival know that people that are not going in the Slob Olympics, but people that are going on these ships have to work and have no choice, right? If they're away for 4 or 5 days, they either have to check emails or they got to get back. You know, as much as we'd like to disconnect, we're in a time sometimes where we can't, right, with our job. So Carnival knows that the Wi-Fi is getting better and definitely really good on the ships for the most part. They do sell the Wi-Fi in a couple different ways. So one will be a package for the entire cruise. It will be a tiered package. I don't look at anything else but the top tier, because the other 2 tiers, I believe, are just hot dogs dangling on a string. And if you want to pierce your eye with a fork, buy those two.
We know Law Tide loves those.
Oh, no, it's there. I don't even know why they're options, to tell you the truth.
Scott. So at the last Slob Olympics, we're going to have this event where it was you would blindfold people, hang a donut from a thing, and from a string, you know, and who could eat the donut the fastest, you know.
Yes.
Well, poor TK went first, and we just realized, but we already had it set up to tease our buddy Law Tide, who it was his birthday. So I went to the Hooters next door and got a hot dog. So when we realized that TK could, you know, it took like too long. It was like, oh, you know, we already had it set up. We were going to do. So we waited. We got Law Tide in there, and we let him go. You know, got him on his knees, blindfolded, you know, because he had to be. It was underneath a limbo.
Yeah,
a limbo pole. So we swapped it out for a hot dog and watched him bob for a hot dog for his birthday, and then sang him happy birthday. It was funny as hell.
Oh, that's amazing.
No mercy amongst friends. No mercy.
Oh yeah. Okay. So sorry, got off track. So there will be a Wi-Fi package that is offered for all 3 days that is on the cruise. I suggest, if you want the Wi-Fi, to buy the premium package. And again, just like the drink package, the premium Wi-Fi package will be available, and it's available right now if you book the cruise at a 10% discount. So I would definitely recommend getting the Wi-Fi if you know you're going to get the Wi-Fi. Don't wait on that. Because again, it will go up once you get on the ship. Now, if you are somebody that's like, well, I really don't need it 3 days. I really only need it 1 day, right? Keep in mind too, a lot of the places that you'll be going to, as far as bars or as far as like, you know, Senior Frogs or Margaritaville, they're all going to have Wi-Fi in the Bahamas. So like count that as like 2 hours while you're in the bar. You're going to have complete Wi-Fi from, you know, Senior Frogs. But if you still want it, let's just say 1 day, but you really don't want it the other day, you can buy a daily Wi-Fi package on the ship. And a little hack or tip from me is I like to buy it in the middle of 1 day, so it overlaps into the next day. They give you basically 24 hours of access, and that's 24 hours clock time access. It doesn't matter. It's not like they cut you off at midnight and, you know, you're like Cinderella and turn into a pumpkin. It's 24 hours from the time you sign up to 24 hours later, when your phone is just like doesn't respond anymore, doesn't work anymore for Wi-Fi. So I like to buy it in the middle of 1 day, like 1-2 o'clock, and then I overlap, and I feel like I still wake up, I have Wi-Fi, I can check my stuff, and I'm like, okay, it's kind of a rush to 2 o'clock because I know I'm going to lose Wi-Fi at 2 o'clock. But you feel like you have it for 2 days, right, where you've only bought it for 1. So
that's a good.
Most people will get that. There's a bunch of YouTubers going on the ship, so they'll be wanting to upload videos and stuff like that. So,
and at that, honestly, you're really only saving for a 3-day cruise like this. If you end up just only buying it 1 day and doing the overlap, you're probably really only saving yourself, I don't know, $25 and not in 1 day of no access. You know, so it's not really
right. Okay.
Not that big of a deal.
That makes sense.
I would buy it if I were me and I was a YouTuber, if I was somebody that wanted to vlog. Or
but you are you, and you are a YouTuber.
I'm buying it.
I mean, let's just cut to the chase there. You know,
it will be in my cart for sure.
All right. Anything else? We got anything else?
Oh yeah. Oh, so I have another good tip. Another like another financial.
We like those. We like the financial
loophole.
Yeah, save us some money, Scott.
tips.
So you can buy Carnival gift cards also at a $10 or a 10% discount. And gift cards act as cash on the ship. So they are sold, I think, in $50, $100, $250, and $500 increments, and they can be used everywhere. They act like cash. So once you get on, you go onto there's a little machine there that you got to type in all the numbers, and it basically loads this money onto your sign and sale account, and it goes from plus 500. Let's just say you bought a $500 gift card, and it goes all the way down from there. And every time you swipe your card, it's just like a debit card, and it draws from that balance. Now you can buy these gift cards at a 10% discount on a few different sites. You can buy them on if you have Allstate Rewards, or if you have Allstate as far as insurance, they offer them at a 10% discount. AARP, and no, this is not just for the old people. Everybody has access to the AARP, so you can buy them AARP for also 10% off. And
basically, you listen to that? Go ahead.
$500, you save basically $50. So I mean, there's your free Wi-Fi right there. Not, if you're going to buy $500, which, I mean, honestly, you might spend $500.
You might anyway. You're right. Because once you get off the ship, you have to pay whatever your balance is before they let you off the ship. Right. So that $500 that you bought would go towards that balance. Right.
Yep. Drink package, or, souvenirs in the fun shop, or,
So
if you wanted to buy that discounted bottle of liquor. So
if you can't pay that balance, do they just keep you on the ship? I mean, could you just live on the ship, pitch a tent, over?
Unfortunately not. I think they end up, taking some bank account information and making you set up like a payment plan before you get off the ship or something like that.
Oh, wow. Yeah, you don't want that.
Yeah, you definitely don't want that.
Yeah, you'll be down there doing the cleaning the toilets and stuff like that at the bottom of the cruise ship,
Oh yeah. Real quick.
So anything else? I mean, I don't want to drag this on, but at the same time, I'm having fun. So if, we can keep going, we can do whatever you guys want to do.
$500 at the casino. Yeah, that's true too. $500. It goes fast. So, I mean, hey, I always try to take the discount. I'll buy a couple $100 worth of the gift cards, and I'll save myself, 10, 20, $30. But I mean, hey, I'm going to load it into the machine anyway. So why don't I just go on my phone, 2 weeks before, buy all the gift cards, and then just save the money, and then just load them in the machine the same way, and just save myself $10 every $100. So, it's smart. It's smart.
Yeah. $50 is $50.
Yeah. 100%.
Yeah. That probably pays, like you said, your Wi-Fi or your parking or your, any of the above. That's the $50 savings.
Correct.
Well, there we go. Pete, you got any other,
I don't. I actually have to get off. But I do appreciate you having me on. It was nice to meet you, Scott.
Yes,
Look forward to seeing you in March. And I'm sure we'll have a lot of. There's going to be a lot of people with questions for you on the ship, like, "Hey, what should I do?" So you'll be like our on boat concierge.
Yeah. Think of me as like your personal cruise director for the Slob Olympics. So I know we'll have a cruise director. I don't know who it is, but yeah, you'll have another cruise director as far as the Slob Olympics go. So I will definitely be there.
All right, fools. Thanks for having me on, buddy. I'll talk to you guys later.
all right, man. Thanks a lot, Pete, for coming on.
See you later, Pete.
That's awesome.
All right.
And also,
Nice.
hello to Darian too. Magnificent Germany with Darian has come in.
Oh, Darian. I met Darian. You know that, right?
Yeah, when you went down to the Helen, Georgia meetup, which is something I want to try to do next year, depending on what date it is. Oh, it's in March. That's right. I want to try to do that next year too. So
Yeah, we actually rode over there and met Darian. That was super cool. Super nice guy, man. Darian, good guy.
yes, he is.
I like him. And you got Uncle Dave in here saying, Scott,
Yeah,
what's up?
Uncle Dave's the man.
So yeah, anything else? I mean, anybody in the chat got anything? Scott Schrader says $500 at the casino. Yeah, that's like you win $50 if you do Scott's tip without losing.
Easy. Easy.
There it is. So Scott, What do you got coming up? Well, we can go ahead and wrap this thing up, I guess. I think you covered about everything. I don't really have any other, like you answered more for me than I've ever known about cruising tonight. So,
Well, absolutely. That was the goal. And again, you have my number. So if anything comes up, and this is anybody that is going on the Slob Olympics or anybody thinking about going on the Slob Olympics, get in touch with me through my channel. I also am Controversial Cruising on most social media, actually all social media, and Controversial Cruising at Gmail. So if any questions pop up at any time, feel free to email me, just say, hey, I'm from Traveling Fools, or, just tell me your name. It doesn't even matter. And I'll definitely answer them. I also have a Facebook group too, Controversial Cruising. And you can also find yourself and add yourself there. And then
let me ask you about that. So I did hear on another cruising, hey, Joey, you're welcome to pop up here if you want to. Joey's still in the background, just making sure I don't get timed out again by lightning. But Joey,
you can bring him up.
Yeah. Well, Joey,
I'm here.
Joey.
Hey.
You got any questions, Joey? You got anything?
Actually, Scott Schrader in the chat has a question. Sports bar, club, etc. How late do they stay open?
So they're going to be open all different times. The club is definitely going to be open the latest. They'll probably be open until about 2 o'clock. It also goes depending on the traffic. So if there's nobody in the club, they can close as early as 1. But if there are tons of people in the club, which I definitely probably assume, they could stay open as late as 3 a.m. So,
and the casino,
Casino also goes on traffic. They usually stay open till at least 2 o'clock, at least 1:32, at least. And again, if it's lively in there,
sometimes they might stay open
till might be longer.
Yeah, so they might, if there are people in there gambling, they'll stay open till 3.
Yep, correct.
As long as they're making money, they'll keep serving you.
Correct. Correct. And yes, that is a pro tip too. Bring your own straws. If you're somebody that, really likes to drink out of straws, they do not have any plastic straws on the ship. They have paper straws. And then for your frozen drinks, they give you these weird straws made out of sugar, and they're all different flavors like lime and chocolate and strawberry, and they go in like strawberry daiquiris and frozen margaritas and all that other stuff. So it's an effort to try to save the planet, but again, like Uncle Dave said, the paper straws are crap. They're awful.
I do have a question for you, Scott. So a lot of people say don't take your real credit cards, debit cards with you. Buy a prepaid debit card or something to take with you in case you would lose it or something like that. Will they accept prepaid debit cards on the ship like that?
They will. Honestly, to tell you the truth, in all the 35 plus times I've been on a cruise, I have never done that. I don't even think it has ever crossed my mind, and there's never been a problem where I ran into even thinking about why I would have to get a prepaid debit card. Everything through the cruise line is all encrypted and it's all safe. And then anything else too, like having your real debit card, like let's just say like something really happened where, there was an emergency and you didn't have your real debit card and you don't have your access to your real bank account and, or whatnot. For me, I don't know. I've definitely heard that before, and I'm not saying that it wouldn't be successful. But for me, I don't feel secure when I don't have my real debit card on me. I feel like I have a lifeline at home somewhere.
Good.
Right. I would definitely always do that as well. Although it might not be a bad idea to have a backup.
Correct. Yep.
And it's like I've told people before, one of the biggest travel tips, and this doesn't really help you as far as it being legal, but before you ever leave the country, before you ever do, email yourself a copy of your driver's license. Email yourself a copy of your birth certificate. Email yourself a copy of your passport. Because if you're in some weird foreign land, stranger in a strange place, and you do get something goes wrong, you lose your stuff, you get robbed, anything could happen. At least you have your information. You can always go to a consulate. You can always go anywhere, walk in there and say, here's my information. Email it to yourself. Always email yourself all your current information. That's my travel tip of the day.
Very good travel tip.
Yeah, you can never do enough. I mean, we've had all kinds of stuff almost go wrong. We've been interrogated and taken by military in China. We've been people tried to mug us in Thailand one night. There's lots of stuff has happened, and stuff does happen when you travel, especially when you're like me. That's why we are traveling fools, because we always get lost. So follow us; you'll have a good time.
So not in the chat here tonight, but in another chat, and I won't say who it was. They said, "I'm worried about hitting an iceberg." So Scott, can you assure them that there's not going to be any icebergs between here and the Bahamas before we leave?
I have a bigger chance of hitting an iceberg in Alaska, where I'm going now, than you guys have a chance to hit in the Slob Olympics. There will be no icebergs of any sort in the water, or anything in the water that of that matter of fact to hit.
If we hit an iceberg going to the Bahamas from Port Canaveral, Florida, then we have way bigger problems.
Yeah.
There's going to be way bigger problems.
You remember that question in another chat? That was the funniest question I think I've ever
somebody was
seen.
like, "What about icebergs?" I'm like, "Wait, we're going to the Bahamas." It's like from Florida to the Bahamas. There's no way.
You mean when I get to Nassau and that thing that they floated my beer paying $1 for, the iceberg? That's the only iceberg you're gonna hit. And by the way, that is a frozen margarita floater on top of your beer, for all you people that don't know.
So I really have to decide if I should buy the drink package or not. And that's really like my big, like I said, because Mrs. Fool's, 2 drinks, and I mean, she's 3 sheets to the wind. That's my biggest concern, whether or not I should do that.
I still think you should. I still think you should, because I mean, there might come a point in time that, somebody that doesn't have a drink package that's in your close to you, that's like, about to buy, you like, wait, Mrs. Fool's got this, and yes, okay, it's again sharing, but at the same time, right? You've paid for Miss Fool's to have these 15 drinks, right? So do I say do it all the time? But no, like if you hand off if Mrs. Fool's hands off 1 drink out of her drink package because she's only drank 2, and you're at 17 and you're like, I can't drink anymore,
right?
What's 1? Come on, so.
Are they strict about that? Are they strict about watching that, or it kind of lags?
I mean, don't do it in front of the bartender, that's for sure. But I mean, if you're walking down the hallway on the way to the casino, and you're just like, oh, hey, you do it, ain't nobody gonna see. You're fine.
Right, I got you.
Can I touch on something from back at the beginning of the show? So Scott, when we was talking about the 15 drink limit. So let's say, well, now, like I said, most people on the Slob cruise are going to be drinkers.
Yes.
And so they're going to go through their 15 drinks, no doubt about it, by 4:00 in the afternoon. And
just too well.
And so I know that a lot of people will buy the drink package, but maybe only have 3 or 4 beers. What happens if they go and get another person a beer? Is that possible to just go and get somebody else a beer?
Because they're gonna make you hand them a stateroom card, which is going to be your card, and then that is going to go towards the 15 drink limit. And that is also 15 drinks for people that don't drink the drink package. It's like a 15 drink limit for Carnival in general. It doesn't matter.
Right, but but my wife's not going. But if my wife went, I would buy her the drink package because she doesn't drink, and I would buy her the drink package and use the drinks for myself.
Yeah,
so they wouldn't have any way of knowing whether or not we was doing that. So.
No.
Okay. Yeah, not unless she just ordered it and handed it to you in front of the bartender, like you were saying. Obviously, people need to take like that into consideration. Don't just walk up to the bar and say, I here you go, and pass it on to somebody else. So common sense. Use common sense.
And if you were also going with your wife too, you would be sharing a room with her. So be like, hey, wait here, and then you just go get the margarita. You come back, and
yeah, that works. All right. Anything else? I don't want to keep you, Scott. And
Yeah, I know. Did you have a question before? It was maybe something about Facebook or something. We were talking about.
Oh, yeah. So I heard that there was like Facebook groups for every cruise. I haven't seen one yet for this, but how does that work? Mrs. Max says I'll drink her drinks for her.
So basically, you'll just go on Facebook. There is a Facebook group. I'll try to find it too once we get off here. But basically, what you would do is you would just type in Carnival Glory, the exact dates that we're going, which is March 16th to the 23rd.
No.
March.
No.
What is
March
it?
7th through the 10th.
March 7th to that one. March 7th to the 10th.
I wish
So
it was
that
16th through 23rd. That would be even better. But this is just 7th to 10th.
7th to the 10th. And then it would pop up. Most of the time, there's probably like 2 groups, and you can see which one is most active by how many people are actually following that. But I mean, it's not a bad thing to add yourself to both of them, and it might not be a bad idea to I don't know, introduce yourself in one of those groups too, because you can see what other type of cruisers may or may not be on that cruise with you, on that sailing, I should say, not on that cruise.
Yeah, I'm not a big Facebook guy. I do have one. I don't ever use it. People, but I did go on there just because somebody said that, and I did go on there and look. There, so far, I don't see one created for this cruise. But
I'll try to find
one probably will pop up. I would imagine somebody's going to make one. If not, you should make one, Scott.
Now, Scott, have you sailed out of Port Canaveral before?
I have sailed out of Port Canaveral. Yes, I have.
I was just wondering because somebody said that if you fly down, the airport's probably a good hour and 20 minutes away from Port Canaveral.
Yeah, it's definitely a little far, and that's why I was trying to wrap my head around if Port Canaveral had the Bright Line, because Bright Line is basically the biggest, largest private-owned train company in the inner city of Florida. So basically, when I went on the Margaritaville at Sea that went out of West Palm Beach, I flew into Fort Lauderdale, and then I took the train, the Bright Line train, from Fort Lauderdale to West Palm Beach because there's a station in West Palm Beach. It was super easy, and it was $17, and it included like drinks and snacks, alcoholic drinks and snacks, which
nice.
Yeah, it was like a fast-moving plane on a track, basically, and it was yellow.
Ah, cool.
Super cool.
Yeah, I've never taken the Bright Line. I mean, I've heard of it and I've heard people talk about it, but I've never taken it myself. So
super cool. I feel like they were talking about making Port Canaveral station. I'm just not sure if they have already, but yeah, that's what I would do if they had something like if they had the Bright Line in Port Canaveral. Yeah, but it is kind of like an hour and 20 minutes away. Yeah, from the port. It kind of sucks.
Yeah, it does suck. Well, listen, the storms are picking up outside again. I hear lightning coming down. I don't want to lose you guys again. Uncle Dave says you're gonna love the Glory. Great ship, and I'm just looking forward to hanging out in the Glory Hall. So we'll revisit that joke, from the beginning right again. The Glory Hall is gonna be the best place to be.
Oh Lord, it is. I can't wait.
Yeah, Scott, that's super cool. You're gonna come with us, and are you gonna compete in the Slav Olympics, Scott?
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, there you go. I like it.
I'm the type of guy that I don't do anything half-assed. So if I commit to something, or if I'm going to do something, I'm going to put 110% into it, and especially competition too. I'm an Aries, so I'm always I'm fueled by competition. I mean, even if there's not a medal, just for bragging rights of the Slav Olympics 2025. I mean, that's
there is a lot of bragging rights to this. I mean, it is a serious thing to win. I mean, yeah, the regular Olympics is nothing compared to the Slav Olympics. Just so you know that. Are you a college football fan?
I watch college football. I wouldn't say I'm a fan. I think I'm a fan of watching the player evolve and ending up making it to the NFL, but I don't necessarily have a team, or I don't. You're going to
have to pick a team before the Slav Olympics, because it is kind of based around the college football community on the internet. So who do you think you're going to pick?
Ooh,
WVU.
Don't go with West Virginia.
Yeah, it should be West Virginia.
No.
Maybe ASU.
All right, Arizona.
I don't know. Or Wildcats. Is that another one?
Arizona? Kansas State Wildcat.
Oh, Kansas. Yeah, Kansas State. That's what I'm going to pick. I'm going to pick KU. There we go.
All right, I would go with the Miami Hurricanes if it was me, but that's just me. We got all kinds of people. Warmstrong saying Michigan. B Beans telling you to be a Gators fan. B Beans already said Scott is a Gator. He's a Sunbelt Billy coming to here, Connor, soon, making fun. Uncle Dave says LSU.
LSU?
Yeah, what are we talking about? Mrs. Max says Arkansas.
Arkansas State.
Oh yeah, you're gonna have fun, Scott. I think you might actually. You've been on a lot of cruises, but I think when you meet this group of people, you're going to be really surprised how much fun you have surrounded by this group of people. Because the first year we like Slob Olympics, Uncle Lou, Big Vol Daddy BVD, they kind of put this thing together the first year. And I remember it's coming up to my birthday, and this was 5 years ago. The plague was going on, and it was like, here we go with this event. My wife's like, what do you want to do for your birthday? And about a day before, I was like, well, there's this thing called the Slob Olympics going on in Atlanta. And she's like, what's the Slob Olympics? I'm like, I have no idea how to describe it. I don't even know these people. And, other than YouTube. And she's like, okay, it's your birthday. I'll put up with it. We've been back every year since then. And this is the 5th anniversary. And we've made so many good friends through this thing. So many wonderful people. And it's all about having fun. There's going to be all kinds of people. Every type of person you could possibly imagine shows up to this. Everybody gets along. It is a load of fun. And we're going to make idiots out of ourselves and just have a blast. So.
Well, it sounds right up my alley. And if there's anything that I've learned from, kind of being in your community, I found you, I found you looking for trivia, and I found you looking for cruise trivia and travel trivia. And it, kind of wild how I ended up finding you on YouTube. But once I kind of immersed myself in your community, I found really good people embedded within your community. There are tons of people that have come over to my channel knowing that I do Thirsty Thursday trivia, knowing that I play the match game on Friday. And I'll just shout out somebody. I mean, Andy Heinrich has probably been in every live since I've met him here on YouTube. And I mean, he's there hours before. I mean, the dude is awesome. And
yeah, that is I love the Anonymous. He goes by the Anonymous secretly.
The Anonymous.
that is his alter ego, is the Anonymous, is Andy Heinrich. No, you're gonna have. I can't say that maybe this will be the most fun cruise you've ever been on, but knowing this group of people, I can guarantee that you're gonna have a freaking blast, man. Because.
I can't wait, and I can't wait to meet some of the people that I've been talking to, like Miss Mac, and people that I've seen on your panel, being able to actually meet them, because, you kind of get a sense of somebody's personality, but actually meeting them and being together on the Slob Olympics and just, like you said, making an idiot out of yourself for 3 days with no judgment. No one's judging each other. Everyone's there to just have a really great time. I mean, dude, sign me up. Take my money right now. Well, when I get back from Alaska, but take my money when I get back from Alaska.
Right. When you get back from Alaska.
The 24th.
Yeah. And everybody does have till, I guess it's June 17th to book this cruise. And there's all the information right there that you need. Everybody is welcome. I think we still have like 13, 12 rooms still on hold. But, that doesn't mean it sells out. They just, they told me, hey, we'll give you 25. And that's what we did. So,
yeah.
Now, I noticed something today, and Scott might know this. On my cruise that I booked, I went in there just today and looked at it, and it said that I had till December 22nd to pay it off. I think that the group, I think it's because we're the group, we only have till December 15th.
Joey, okay, I'll be honest. I know the knuckleheads I surround myself with. And so, yes, I did back up those dates by a week. So don't tell anybody else that. I did back up all the weeks when I put this in there.
Okay,
because I know these people. No,
I figured it's because we were a package deal. Okay.
You just let
No.
the secret out of the bag, Joey.
Yeah,
Hell.
Joey, you're not supposed to say it until people book, you know.
Shit, TF, you
Um,
might want to share that information.
Well, you figure I mean, I know these people I surround myself with, and I'm like, yeah, I better back this up a week before, let everybody. If they're like, oh, last minute deciders, I can be like, oh, I just extended that for you. Yeah, you know what I mean? Yeah. Yeah, the last minute people. I would suggest you go on ahead and book. It only costs what $25 a person to go on ahead and book that. I think it's November 1st. You got to go on ahead and put it. I did mine today. I just went on ahead and put $250 deposit down on it, and
Nice.
we'll make payments as it goes. Once you create that Carnival Cruise account, you can go on there, and pay $20 now, pay $20 tomorrow, pay $20 the next day. Whatever you wanted to do and make those payments. So
Nice and
everybody
easy.
should be there. All right, Scott, what do you got going on the rest of the week? Let's wrap this thing up. Go on ahead and get out of here and let everybody get to bed. What do you got coming up?
So tomorrow I have a Thirsty Thursday trivia. It is at 4:00 PST, 7:00 EST. I also have a match game on Friday, match game live. At 5:00 PST and 8:00 EST, both streamed on my channel. And then I also have a cruise podcast, a 30-minute cruise podcast on Saturday morning, which I do live. I come up and I talk about 3 trending, controversial cruising topics, and we just have coffee together on a Saturday morning. And then Wednesday, a few hours before this show, next Wednesday, I have a cruise talk live at 4:00 and 7:00 EST, talking all things cruising. I might even do like a first time cruising live again for the Traveling Fools community. So if you guys see that first time cruiser or tips for first time cruisers, know that is for you guys. So hopefully you guys will make it on over.
All right, good deal. So everybody make sure you've screenshotted this. TF, I think, got knocked out again by lightning. So, so everyone, appreciate you tuning in. Go over and check out Scott's channel. Link is in the chat. Matter of fact, it's pinned to the top. Go over and sub Scott up. Keep up with his podcast on the cruises, and you might get some more tips. Scott, thanks for coming in tonight, man.
Absolutely. Thank you, Joey. And thank you, Traveling Fools. And again, if you guys have any questions from here until the cruise, please reach out. I am definitely very approachable. And you can find me on all social medias and my email too as well. So enjoyed hanging with you guys.
Thank you. All right, everyone. Have a good night. And hopefully PF will be back with us tomorrow night. Y'all have a great night. See you later.
Bye, guys.